Sometimes it feels like some people are celebrating their wins while others are asking themselves, why does it feel like I am behind? Now, if this sounds like you, I want you to take a deep breath and allow me to remind you that you're not behind, you're coming. You're not failing, you are actually unfolding. So you might have been putting in the work, you've been showing up, you've been healing, you have been planning your life. But then when you look around you, it feels like none of that is enough. Allow me to share with you something I have actually learned in a very hard way. Purpose is not measured by pressure. Just because it's not happening right now does not mean that it is not working. Sometimes seed actually grow on the ground. So let's take for instance a yam. You as a yam and other people you're comparing yourself to as a maize or corn, yam takes time to grow, right? If you know the process of how they actually plant yam. So they had to bury the yam on the ground, which sometimes have to decay. Anyway, by the way, all seed has to decay. Even the corn has to be planted and it has to die. I want you to understand the process. That means it has to go through a difficult process just to bear seeds, right? So the yam isn't planted on the ground, which takes a process of decay. Then it decays, and before you know it, after a few weeks, it starts shooting out. Then you now see something that looks like a thread with thorns, because yes, yam has thorns. Now the main process of growth is happening on the ground. Why what we are just saying is just the leaf and the rope with a thorn. But you that is looking at, if you have to look at it, you might not see the yam. Because obviously, if you take a child there, the child might be asking, okay, you said this is the yam, then where is the yam? But the main growth is happening downwards. It's happening on the ground. And it has to take the strength to break through the ground and grow to the extent it wants to grow to. Now, I want you to look at that as a process that's probably going on in your life. Let's look at another thing. Let's take for instance corn. Yes, corn also has to decay, but it has to go upwards. Then you probably see the process of how the seed is coming out and stuff. When it gets to maturity age and starts producing the corn, then you watch the corn develop. Now, this is two different scenarios. So your life might just be that of a yam, for instance, or that of a corn. So don't ever compare yourself to another person's growth, because the growth might be happening, but it happens in different places, right? So sometimes your seed might be growing underground. So sometimes the alignment is just adjusting. And even sometimes your delay is a divine purpose. So tell yourself you are not chasing. Then ask yourself some questions. What have I learned about myself in this period? What felt heavy and why? What small thing can I do differently going forward? The truth of the matter is, you don't need to force your next level. You just need to follow alignment. So today, I want you to rest, reflect, and reset.